Okay, today I'm going to tape when I feed my corals and stuff. And so here is what I'm using to feed. And I feed about 1 to 3 times a week. This is PE mysis, and they are like freshwater mysis shrimp. They have a lot of protein. And let me try to get this, hold on, let me try and get this open. This is what they look like. So they're in little frozen cubes. You just push them out and you just keep them in the freezer. I like to double bag mine and put mine in another Ziploc just so it stays fresh and doesn't get freezer burn. Because we don't like our food that way, so why would the animals like their food with freezer burn? So also I have Coral Frenzy, and it is, let me show you what it looks like here. It's a powder. It's a dark brown grain powder, and I just use literally a pinch because it says on the directions to use about a quarter of a teaspoon. Let me show you the directions here. So a quarter of a teaspoon. And I don't know why the camera is not showing, so blurry, but it says for a 50-gallon tank, mix a quarter of a teaspoon with a cup of aquarium water and either pour it into a high flow area or target feed. And it says feed 2 to 3 times a week. And it's got protein, 52%. It's got fish protein, oyster larvae, salmon roe, Dunaliella salina, rotifers, Schizochytrium, spirulina, krill, copepods, daphnia, and Haematococcus pluvialis. So lots of good stuff for corals that they like to eat. Then I also put a pinch of reefroids in this concoction as well. And it says, again, I can't make the camera get it so you can see it, so I'll just read it. It says that crude protein is 60%, and basically it's all marine planktons, and it's a smaller particulate, and so gonioporas and those kinds of things, and filter feeding corals can take this and eat it, and they do pretty good. So I'm going to put a quarter of a teaspoon in there, and let me show you what it's like, what it looks like. So that's what it looks like, and it's powder. It's an even finer soft powder. It's kind of an orangey, and I just take a pinch, put it in there, and then I don't use silicone all the time, but I do use this about once a week, and it's got vitamin C in it and vitamins in general. It's got vitamin B12 and marine lipids, and so it's good. It's kind of gives everything else. You give it a little bit more vitamins for fish or for corals. And so you have to mix it really vigorously. And then let me show you the top. And it has a dropper top, and all I do is I put about 5 drops in there, because it's like 0.5 millimeters, or excuse me, 0.5 mils of silicone per 50-gallon aquarium. So then what I do is I mix this all up. Mix it all up so it's pretty, so that all the chunks are gone basically, and so the mysis shrimp is all thawed out. And basically I get a quarter of a cup of my tank water and put it in here, and then I put all the other stuff and mix it in. Okay. So I'll come back and we'll actually feed the corals. Okay, now I'm going to feed my tank, feed the corals in the tank. So, of course, the first thing I want to do is take the top off. So, take the screen top off. And then I just get some of this inside the turkey baster. Oops, I'm forgetting something. I turn off the pumps whenever I feed. So let me go do that. And that way all the flow stops and they can feed. So turn the pump off, boom. And that turns both the Vortec and the regular return from the tank. Okay, so let's feed some of the Halothilla first so you can see their feeding response. See how they just kind of close up right on it and eat it? And you can see how my shrimp are going crazy too. And let's feed your LPS. There's my frog spawn coral. And oops, I like that my Recordia loves the stuff. You can see how they kind of close right up over it. And I feed my zoas and my mushroom. And I'm going to feed all my zoas here. Including my new ones. Cool. Okay, oops, got some of these too. And I've got some red ones in there. And then I've got these yellow and green ones. My Lobo likes to eat it. And I don't squeeze it too hard. I kind of keep it up about a couple of inches because you don't want to squeeze hard and then damage their soft tissue, because you can do that if you're not careful. So you can see them, how they close over the food to eat it. You can see how one of the middle pallies has actual shrimp holding onto it and is going to digest it in its mouth. So that's pretty cool. And let's see what else we have here. Usually my mushroom will close around the food, but it's not going to today. The Akins. There's my Nacerius snail, and he's eating too. And I fed my Akins. They're eating, and then there's my other shrimp. He's eating some shrimp too, as you can see. They're pretty funny. They like to scavenge around and eat stuff. So everyone's fed, and my Welzo's eating. You can see in the center his mouth is opening. The Lobo is eating. He has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mouths. And basically these are eating. They all ate really, really good. And so everyone's been fed. And that's how I do my feeding regimen. Okay.